the centers of knowledge. As I approached the city, I was able to grasp its size. Needless to say, it was unlike anything I had ever seen before. It was characterized by a great number of solid buildings, each surrounded by magnificent trees and gardens, with pools of sparkling water here and there, clear as crystal yet capable of reflecting every shade of color known on earth, along with many other colors known only in the spirit world. One must not think that these magnificent gardens bear the slightest resemblance to those on earth. The finest gardens on earth are pitiful compared to those found here, with their wealth of perfect colors and profusion of heavenly fragrances. Walking through meadows with such an explosion of nature left us speechless, especially after having imagined that the beauty of the countryside where I'd had my first experience of the spirit world could hardly be surpassed. My mind returned to the small, crowded city streets of the earth, to the buildings crammed together because space is precious and expensive, to the heavy air polluted by traffic. I thought of the chaos and the relentless frenzy of commercial life, of the excitement of fleeting, materialistic, and consumerist pleasures. I could not have conceived of a city of eternal beauty, so far removed from an earthly city as daylight is from night. I saw elegant paths of emerald green grass radiating, like the spokes of a wheel, from a central building that represented the heart of the entire city. There was a great beam of the purest light descending upon the dome of this building, and I instinctively understood that this was a temple from which I could send my thanks to the great source of all that is, the Creator God, and that there we would find the true glory of God. The buildings were not very tall compared to earthly structures, but they were for the most part very vast. It is impossible to say what materials they were built of because they were essentially made of spiritual matter. The surface was as smooth as marble, yet with the delicate, translucent texture of alabaster, and each building emanated into the surrounding air a beam of light in the softest shades of color. Some buildings were decorated with designs of flowers and leaves, while others were completely unadorned and of a semi-classical style. And above it all was the light of God, shining eternally and without interruption, so that there were no dark places. This city was dedicated to knowledge, to the study and practice of the arts, and to the pleasures of all the inhabitants of this level of the afterlife. It was not exclusive to anyone, but open to all for their enjoyment on an equal footing. Here it was possible to pursue many useful and pleasant activities already begun on earth. Furthermore, here many souls could indulge in certain pastimes that had been denied to them for various reasons, including economic or social ones, while they were on earth. The first center I visited was dedicated to the art of painting. This center was very large and contained a long gallery in which all the great masterpieces known to humanity were hung. They were arranged in such a way that every stage of human progress could be traced in the proper order, beginning with the most ancient times and extending to the present day. Every style of painting was represented, gathered from every corner of the earth. One must not think that this collection was of interest only to those with a thorough knowledge and understanding of the subject. Nothing could be further from the truth. There were quite a few people there when we entered the gallery. Some of them were wandering about according to their own interests, but there were also many groups listening to skilled teachers who were explaining the various phases of art history, giving such an interesting and clear presentation that no one could fail to understand. I recognized many of these paintings, since I had seen the originals in art galleries on Earth. They explained to me that the ones I had seen on Earth were not the original paintings at all.